Thursday, October 26th, Nova Scotia. It's overcast. It's 16 degrees Celsius, so I'm getting ready to take the feeders off. We just got over a week of rain, so the weather windows to work on bees are few and far between. So I come across this cage. This is a requeen. So that means it's got a young queen in here, and when I see that I worry, because that young queen, it was a smaller population, so I put a queen in, and now she's trying to build up that population. So I know there'll be brood in this. That was the cage I let her go in. That was around the end of August, 1st of September. Probably like the last week of August. I see all kinds of drones here today. You know, and this is October 26th. It's getting late. And I say I worry because this colony's raising brood, and they use a lot of syrup when they're raising brood. This frame's empty. There's drones and bees with pollen. There's yellow pollen. There's orange pollen. 3 days ago we had a hard frost, really hard, -3. I assumed it would have killed everything, but they're still bringing in pollen. And I want to start doing mite treats, but if there's a lot of brood in here, you're wasting your time with oxalic acid doing mite treatments. You really are. It's inferior that way. It's not a very good treatment at all. Any brood at all, I don't care how many times you want to come back and treat. You're only going to reduce, I've done some trials on it, you'll only reduce the mites by half every time you come back and treat. The first time I had some hives around 35 mite counts, and I treated it the first time, and I come back 2 days, it was still 35, and I come back 2 days and treat it again, and it just every 2 days I come back and only dropped by half. So oxalic acid is only good if you have other mite treatments in your IPM. So there's the brood. A lot of brood, a lot of mites. I haven't treated since March. I treated in March with Apivar. So I know I have mites. And I'm waiting to do oxalic acid. A lot of brood for almost November. New queen. She likes to lay brood. Like, that's a solid frame of brood. I hope you can see there's very young larvae here. More pollen on the bees. This sets this colony up really good for winter. The population, there's my queen. She'd be a young Kona. This sets the hive up really good for winter. The population's really young. These bees will live longer. An old queen shuts down early, and those bees are aging rapidly come March and April. These bees are still young bees from the young queen. They're still fairly young come March and April. More pollen. So that's the end of the brood nest. You do not center the brood nest this time of year. The bees backfill across, and then when winter starts, bees consume their way back across. If you center the brood nest, you're going to leave an empty spot here. The bees will eat their way over. January, February will be time to go to the other side. They have to cross an empty spot, and if it's cold, they can't do that. So bees backfill from one side to the other. Don't go in there and manipulate the bees thinking you know what you're doing. The bees know what they are doing. Leave the brood nest after August. Don't change anything on them. You're just making work for them. I feel the young queens, what we saw here, all that brood, I feel that's a reason why your young queens always have the best population in the spring. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day. This is my second yard. I was about an hour on the first yard, and that one there I did a late requeen on. I expect the same results as the last one. Lots of brood, light on feed. You can see little bits of straw. They pull that down in. It's only the short pieces they pull in. They usually get it out. This one's having fun. What's that sword fight called? Free them feed and look at the pollen. Lots of pollen. Syrup and pollen. That drone has a deformed wing on it. I guess since I said something, I should show it. Where'd it go? There he is. Come back here. He's right there. Where is it? He's that one. There's the cage. I'm going to leave that to... I requeened all my colonies, or a lot of them, and I put, 23 queen on the lid, but I didn't mark the date, so I'm going to leave the cage, and that will give me an indication of the late requeens. End of August. These are conas. That's all eggs and larvae. Well, not the whole thing, but that empty spot is. And here's older larvae with eggs. Older brood. This would have been some of the first brood she laid. There's a nice brood. There's the queen. She's at the bottom. I can't see the camera because of the sun, but I think she's there in the middle of the shot. This frame here shows the reason why I requeened this colony. That is all bullet shape. That's all drone, but she was still laying worker. So I knew I didn't have like a laying worker issue. I had a drone laying queen running out of sperm. So I killed her and then I requeened this colony. And that's getting backfilled. And another frame of brood. And this is October 26th. And there's eggs, larvae on this side. And then the next frame, solid honey. So that queen was already off to a good start. Nice big strong colony. Still had worker brood, but the queen was failing. So she had a lot to work with there when I first put her in. But it's a gorgeous day here in Nova Scotia. Not very many nice days like this.